there was a clip that I wanted to pull up where they discuss this. So if you're not, so the Daily Beast, Kevin Poulsen,
the doxing
is the guy who tracked down the
seemingly with the help of Facebook though.
No.
Not
seemingly. With the help of Facebook.
Yes, that's fucked up of Facebook.
This is a big part of the story.
That's really fucked up of Facebook.
Well, listen, they if you want to get a good take on what's going on with the media, if you want to actually have like a fair, reasoned, like critical view of how good a job the media is doing, you have to go to our favorite little piggy, Brian Stelter, who's on the case. Don't worry. He's always on the case.
Reliable sources.
Here we go. Reliable sources over at CNN.
This is a video that was a hoax that reached up to the highest levels of power, with Rudy Giuliani himself pushing it out. And so there's a lot of speculation about who might or might not be behind this. And so Kevin Poulsen was able to track down the kind of network of fake news sites that were pushing this, and then the person that first uploaded the video.
And what we learned from the story is that there's a profit motive here, that you can put up a lot of these videos on Facebook, you can make a quick buck. Didn't this guy say he made $1,000?
Yeah, I mean, but look, that's not... It might have been a lot of money to him, but I don't think it was a pure profit motive. I think for him, it was a matter of ideology. It was, he's a big Trump supporter. And, one of the most interesting things about this story to me was that, you don't need some sophisticated operation in order to publish fake news or publish a hoax that'll grab the country's attention.
It doesn't take a Russian bot farm. It's just one person with video editing software tricking people.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that was the real key to the story, and the reason.
And the people saying that you shouldn't have named him because he's a private citizen, I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying you all were irresponsible for outing him.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate. First of all, I think he outed himself, by attaching his name to several fake news sites that then pushed the video.
Okay.
And then he spoke to our reporter at length and on the record for an hour and a half. And then we also withheld some information that he didn't want out there that he felt would impinge his privacy. So I am glad that these people want to protect the privacy of this man, but I think our actions in this case were right on the money.
Yeah, right on the money. Right on the money. Now let's just be clear about this, right? There was absolutely no reason to reveal the identity of this guy. There's nothing about it that contributes to news. You can't call it news. I mean, look, this was it had already been widely reported that this video was doctored, that this video was fake. That's the news. If you want to say something about that, right? The fact that it happened, or that people can put up videos and doctor them, as if everybody didn't know that already, you could maybe argue that that's news. But releasing the guy's name well after it's already been reported that this video is doctored, what about that is news? Why would anyone need to know that? Who would benefit from that information? No, that is simply to out somebody, to punish them for making fun of someone in power. And the idea that they would be like, oh my God, they fucking, this went all the way to the highest halls of power. It's like, it got retweeted by Donald Trump. That's it. Got retweeted. The guy, by the way, who they doxed is a fucking, it turns out he's a day laborer. He's a black dude from the Bronx who's on probation. So but for all this talk that I've always heard from the left about
really
punching
black
down,
guy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're the best kind. Oh, but I mean Trump supporter, so not that authentic. But
right.
But for all this
Mixed
talk about
signals.
like punching down and privilege and all of this, you're talking about a day laborer making fun of the Speaker of the House. I mean, he was doing the right thing, right? He was punching up. That's right. But they're very happy to reveal that guy's information and quite possibly take a guy who's, got a record, is pretty vulnerable, and who knows what's going to end up happening to him over this. Who knows how many people on the ground now are going to be calling his place of employment and all that shit. So, anyway, this was clearly a hit job. It's pretty obviously a politically motivated hit job. And it just kind of, I don't know. It really leaves you kind of seeing, it's like Donald Trump has said many times that the media is the enemy of the people. I know this is something I've repeated, something Michael Malice says a lot, that the corporate press is the enemy of the people. But man, like, if you need any more evidence of it, it's like they really will just go after people, regular people, for what? The crime of making a funny video, or worst case scenario, misleading people to think Nancy Pelosi was stuttering more than she was. And then they link it to like, oh, you know, it doesn't take a Russian bot farm anymore. It could just be one person. Yes. Way to really understand the world around you, Brian Stelter. That's right. People can post crazy shit online. Did you just figure that out? Is that, I mean, this is like, this is next level, really. It's actually like, it's wrong. It's fucking evil. You're revealing somebody's information. You're trying to like go after them. They revealed his place of employment, his criminal history, his name. Like, I mean, it's like they're like, oh, well, we kept something. What'd you keep? His address? Well, thank you. That's so nice of you. Really is. I don't know. To me, I think this is outrageous. And of course, you know, Brian Stelter could never just call the media, you know, the guy who's supposed to be the media watchdog. Instead of your question which is just a setup to give them a platform to say, no, we did the right thing. So if you just wanted to, let me just show this, right? Here's how simple it is. If I have Brian Stelter's job, here's the you don't have to be me. Like, you don't have to get up there and go, you guys are the fucking enemy of the American people. Like, you guys are all a bunch of liars. You guys have gotten us into fucking 6 wars. What the hell did this guy ever do? Okay, fine. You don't have to be me. You know, if fake news is a problem, then how about when you guys said Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction? If fake news is a problem, should you guys be thrown in jail? How about Trump being a fucking asset of the Russians? Whatever happened with that one? Who's really the fake news here? Okay, fine. You don't have to be me. But if you just wanted to do your job, like you're a professional, you're not a fucking, you know, comedian like me, like you're a professional news guy, right? Just look at the 2 different ways you could ask this question. So here's what Brian Stelter asked. He went, you know, I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter, and a lot of people on Twitter are saying, you know, well, you know, you should have protected his privacy. You know, you didn't need to reveal this guy's name. What do you say to that? That's what Brian Stelter says, right? Here's the other way to just ask this question, very simply. What benefit was it to know what his name was? What was the benefit of revealing that? That's it. Ask that simple of a question. Because guess what? There's no answer to that. They have absolutely no answer to that. There's no what would your answer to that be? It's like, oh, I don't know. We needed to know what some poor black dude in the Bronx's name was who put up a fake video. He was a big Trump supporter, so we need his name. It's like, I'm sorry. There's just fucking there's no way to defend this. All right, let me just see. Blah, 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 whatever else. Yeah, so the whole Daily Beast seems to be proud of this. The Daily Beast editor-in-chief, Noah Shatman, was tweeting about how proud they are that they found the guy behind the viral, quote, drunk Pelosi video. It really is fucking something. So that's the guy who went on reliable sources. Anyway, it's gotten a bunch of Twitter outrage, and I think it's well deserved. It's to me just absolutely crazy that they would just be fucking reveal. It's like, you guys know what you're doing when you dox somebody. You know what you're doing when you reveal people's information. You know that you're dealing with like a black dude in the Bronx who's probably surrounded by people who aren't Trump supporters, and now you'll just release his information and like let that shit be known. I'll tell you what, dealing with the whole Milo thing on Legion of Skanks, it was like it was the first time I ever really got a taste of that personally, when people started tagging me and then tagging Antifa New York in it. And it's like, oh, I mean, I know what you're trying to do here. You're trying to get me into a fucking physical altercation here. I mean, that's what it is. You're basically like, okay, well, you're in a very left-wing scene. You're in New York City, and these Antifa guys are here. Fucking Owen Benjamin texted me when that whole Milo thing was going on. Me and him were texting back and forth. And he fucking texted me, like, usually, you know, a text from Owen will be something, you know, usually something hilarious. And then something like, you know, like, never back down, fuck these pussies, or something like that. And Owen texted me more just a concerned thing. And he was like, listen, dude, just so you know, this New York Antifa guys are no joke. He was like, I watched them like beat a man to within an inch of his life at a Night for Freedom in New York when they picked on that old guy and like beat the shit out of him. He was like, they're pussies and they'll just like attack one guy if he's off to the side in a herd, but like don't fucking underestimate what these guys will try to do. Like they fucking, it's like they will never like fucking rumble 6 on 6, but if you walk to the fucking bus stop up the road and there's 6 of them on you, they'll fucking beat you within an inch of your life. That's who you're dealing with. So it's like when you see other comedians like tag those guys in a tweet of yours, it's like, and now I'm supposed to see this comedian out somewhere and just be like, hey, how's it going, bro? Hey, we had a disagreement. Like this has now gone beyond just a political disagreement. And this is the shit that like the fucking mainstream media, they know exactly what they're doing with this stuff.